You might be sitting there wondering if she'll ever come back, if she'll ever see your worth again, if the moments you shared still mean something to her. Let me tell you something, she will come back. But not when you're waiting, not when you're begging, not when you're chasing. She'll come back when you've become the man she once dreamed of but never believed you could truly become. This isn't about her, it's about you. It's about becoming the kind of man who no longer needs to be chosen, because he's already chosen himself. When someone leaves your life, the first instinct is often to chase, to explain, to prove your worth. But real strength begins the moment you stop running after what walked away and turn that energy inward. The version of you that is desperate for validation will always remain powerless because it depends on someone else's recognition to feel valuable. Transformation happens when you shift your focus from needing them to loving yourself deeply enough to grow without them. Every time you choose self-improvement over self-pity, you reclaim a piece of your power. You begin to see that love isn't something you beg for, it's something you embody. When you focus on your own journey, when you invest in your health, your mindset, your goals, and your peace, you start radiating a confidence that cannot be ignored. The same person who once doubted your worth begins to see it shine effortlessly because you no longer depend on their approval. You learn to find comfort in solitude, to use silence as a space for growth, and to replace overthinking with discipline. The gym becomes therapy, your diet becomes self-respect, and your routines become a reflection of how seriously you value yourself. You begin waking up with purpose, not pain. You stop asking why they left and start asking how you can rise. That shift changes everything. You are no longer a man chasing someone's attention. You are a man creating a life so fulfilling that anyone who once walked away feels the weight of what they lost. True power is quiet. It doesn't need to prove. It simply becomes undeniable through consistent growth, peace, and self-mastery. When you reach that point, love may return, but by then, you'll already know you were enough all along. Taking care of your physical health is one of the most powerful ways to rebuild emotional strength and clarity, especially after a difficult breakup or period of loss. When you nourish your body with wholesome foods, drink enough water, and maintain light but consistent exercise, you are sending a signal to yourself that you are worthy of care and attention. Every meal packed with fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats becomes more than just fuel. It becomes an act of self-respect, a reminder that your body and mind deserve strength. Hydration alone can transform the way you feel, flushing out toxins, improving circulation, and giving your brain the clarity it needs to process emotions without being clouded by fatigue or stress. Physical activity, even something as simple as a daily walk, stretches, or bodyweight exercises, triggers the release of endorphins, helping to lift your mood naturally and reduce anxiety. The movement trains your body to feel alive and capable, reminding you that you are resilient and adaptable. Over time, these habits build a foundation of discipline, making it easier to handle emotional challenges with calm and confidence. Your energy levels increase, your posture improves, and your overall sense of vitality rises, creating a feedback loop where feeling better physically reinforces feeling better mentally and emotionally. When pain or longing creeps in, having a healthy routine in place acts like armor, keeping you grounded and focused on growth rather than dwelling on what you've lost. By investing in your body and daily habits, you are not just healing from heartbreak, you are actively transforming it into motivation and strength, proving to yourself that you can rise above temporary setbacks and embrace a life of balance, health, and emotional resilience. Heartbreak often feels like a punishment, like the universe has singled you out to suffer, but in truth, it is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. Every ending, every rejection, every door that closes forces you to look inward, to examine your life, your choices, and your patterns. Pain strips away illusions and comforts you may have clung to, revealing what truly matters and what you need to grow. When you face heartbreak with courage instead of despair, it becomes a teacher rather than a tormentor, showing you the strength you didn't know you had. It teaches patience, resilience, and the value of self-respect, guiding you to stop seeking validation from those who cannot see your worth and to start building it from within. Each sleepless night, each moment of longing is an opportunity to reflect, to improve, to cultivate habits that strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. You begin to understand that no one else can define your happiness. It must come from your own actions and mindset. Healthy routines like nourishing your body with balanced meals, staying hydrated, exercising lightly, and maintaining good sleep patterns become acts of self-love that anchor you in stability and confidence. Even small steps like reading, meditating, or setting boundaries compound over time into a new sense of purpose. Heartbreak forces you to confront your fears, insecurities, and limitations, but it also reveals your capacity to rise, to rebuild, and to reinvent yourself. Pain is not meant to break you permanently. It is meant to prepare you for a stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled version of yourself who can face life's challenges with grace and courage, ultimately realizing that the lessons learned are far more valuable than the temporary suffering you endured. When you commit to cultivating a positive mindset and building strong daily habits, you begin to radiate a kind of energy that naturally commands respect and draws people toward you. It starts with the small choices you make every day, choosing gratitude over complaint, reflection over distraction, and growth over stagnation. Each morning, taking a moment to appreciate the life you have, the people around you, and the opportunities before you sets the tone for your entire day. Meditation, even for just a few minutes, trains your mind to focus, to let go of unnecessary negativity, and to respond to challenges with calm rather than reaction. When you combine this mental clarity with meaningful connections, friends who inspire you, mentors who challenge you, and even strangers who remind you of kindness, you begin to live in an environment that nurtures your confidence and self-worth. Your words carry weight because they are rooted in thoughtfulness, your actions inspire trust because they are consistent, and your presence becomes magnetic because it reflects inner peace. Positive habits compound over time. Exercising regularly, eating well, sleeping enough, and prioritizing mental wellness all reinforce a sense of discipline and self-respect that others intuitively notice. When you approach life with optimism and purpose, setbacks no longer shake you, criticism no longer diminishes you. Instead, you respond with grace, focus, and resilience, demonstrating a strength that cannot be faked. This combination of mental clarity, emotional balance, and consistent action not only improves your life, but naturally elevates how others perceive and treat you. People are drawn to energy that uplifts rather than drains, to presence that inspires rather than intimidates, and to character that speaks louder than words. Through positivity and deliberate habits, you cultivate a life that commands respect effortlessly. True strength begins when you stop relying on others to validate your worth and start cultivating a sense of wholeness from within. Wholeness is not about perfection. It is about embracing every part of yourself, the strengths and the flaws, and committing to growth regardless of external circumstances. When you focus on becoming complete on your own, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken by rejection, heartbreak, or the unpredictability of life. It begins with self-awareness, understanding your values, passions, and limits, and aligning your daily actions with them. By investing in your physical health through proper nutrition, light exercise, and adequate rest, you create a body that supports your mind and spirit, making challenges easier to face. Developing mental clarity through meditation, reading, or journaling strengthens your emotional resilience and allows you to respond to life with calm rather than reaction. Purpose is found in consistent action, pursuing goals, honing skills, and contributing to something meaningful outside of yourself. When your life has direction, the opinions and choices of others hold less power over your sense of fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from gratitude, celebrating small wins, nurturing relationships that uplift you, and letting go of attachments that drain you. As you cultivate peace, purpose, and fulfillment, you naturally radiate confidence and stability, creating an energy that others cannot ignore. People are drawn to those who are grounded, balanced, and self-assured because they exude a quiet strength that does not depend on external approval. When you reach this level of wholeness, setbacks no longer feel devastating, and loneliness transforms into self-companionship. Your value is no longer contingent on someone else's presence or attention, and your life becomes a reflection of inner harmony, making you truly unshakable in the face of any circumstance.